Podcorn. This podcast is brought to you by MC2424A, IPR MSA, UITM, Malacca Chapter.
Assalamualaikum and welcome everybody to my podcast.
My name is Shalia and I hope everyone is having a great day.
Today we will be talking about the relationship between hunger and humanity. If you're unclear what I'm talking about, we shall delve further into the subject of zero hunger under SDG number 2. The SDG I'm referring to here is the Sustainable Development Goals, or sometimes referred to as the Global Goal. There are many murals of the SDGs around Malaysia now. If you spot them around, be sure to read the information given there to improve your knowledge on the SDGs. They were enacted by the United Nations in 2015 as a global call to action to eradicate poverty, safeguard the environment, and guarantee that by the year 2030, peace and prosperity will be experienced by everyone. There are 17 SDGs overall. The 17 SDGs recognize that development must balance social, economic, and environmental sustainability, and that actions in one area will have an impact on results in others. Let us dive deeper into one of the many SDGs, which would be the Zero Hunger SDG. If any of you has heard of zero hunger, you should know that this is due to accelerated economic growth and higher agricultural output. The number of undernourished individuals has decreased by approximately half over the past 2 decades. Many developing nations that once experienced famine and hunger are now able to meet their nutritional requirements. Extreme hunger has been largely eradicated in Central and East Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean. Unfortunately, severe hunger and malnutrition continue to be major development obstacles in many nations. As of 2017, 821 million people were estimated to be suffering from chronic undernourishment, frequently as a direct result of environmental deterioration, drought, and biodiversity loss. Dangerously underweight children under the age of 5 number over 90 million. Food is the third most essential element for human survival, following air and water. Additionally, it's growing harder and harder to find healthy meals. According to the Committee of World Food Security is supported by 4 pillars, which are availability, access, utilization, and stability. The first one, availability, relates to the production and distribution of food, especially through agricultural resources. Second, access concerns the affordability and distribution of food based on consumer household preferences. Third, utilization relates to how each household prepares and processes food, as well as the quality and safety of food for consumption. And finally, stability looks at how secure the system is over time in delivering food consistently to the target population. Food security has been defined as people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their food preferences and dietary needs for an active and healthy lifestyle. United Nations Committee on World Food Security. So how can we achieve a world where there is enough food? A fresh invention or a secret formula? No. In the end, it still comes down to humans executing the proper action in the appropriate setting and manner. The methods our ancestors taught us can be used to address food security in Malaysia and elsewhere. Bring it back to number 1, growing what is available locally. Number 2, growing a wide range of food. 3, having pure fresh food. Nearly 9% of the world's population already experiences hunger, and by 2030, it is predicted that 840 million people will experience food insecurity. In recent years, the subject of food security has gained significant amount of attention on the national and international levels. The Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security plays a key role in helping within our country. The 5 key directions and focuses of the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security for this year are laid forth in order to ensure the success of the National Food Security Agenda. First, it seeks to strengthen the aquaculture sector, which can lessen the nation's reliance on fisheries by using cod fisheries. Second, they were instructed within the ministry to increase the number of feedlots where cattle are bred. The National Grain Maize Industry Blueprint, which aims to produce 600,000 metric tons for animal feed within the next 10 years, lists the cultivation of grain maize as a third step. This will reduce reliance on imports by up to 30%. The fourth area of concentration for advancing the agro-food sector and intelligent agriculture is acknowledged to be youth participation. Additionally, this will help farmers who are getting older and dependent on foreign labor. And lastly, it has also been acknowledged that spending on research and development will maintain food security. Here in Malaysia, we depend on imports to maintain our food supply, particularly for rice, which makes us vulnerable to food insecurity in the future. According to estimations, households spend up to 70% of their income on food, necessitating a methodical strategy to guarantee that the population's nutritional demands are met. Future price rises in food could be caused by disruptions in the supply chain of imports from nearby nations like Thailand and Indonesia. Malaysia's food supply is made up of about 25% imports. Nearly 2/3 of a common ingredient like chili, which is included in almost all Malaysian dishes, is imported from Thailand. The most defenseless members of society, such as low-income B40 citizens, the orang asli and refugees, bear the brunt of food crisis. It is vital to make sure that these population groups receive the necessary assistance. Starting small in our own communities is the most fundamental thing we can do. The easiest method to address most of the issues is to establish farms and produce food where people live in an integrated manner, one little farm at a time. Now, how does malnutrition and food insecurity affect our people? The answer to this is stunted children. Stunted children are those who are too short for their age. Malaysia has one of the worst rates of childhood stunting in the region, impacting 1 in 5 kids under the age of 5 and about 1 in 12 teenagers. Dr. Selva, the president of Malaysian Pediatric Association, stunting is linked to lower immunity, cognitive impairment, chronic diseases, and decreased socioeconomic chances in adulthood.
But in all seriousness, I think we should start practicing and create awareness regarding this issue at the early stages of life, being children. This should stop the cycle, break it even, and improve the well-being of the future of the planet. We're coming to an end of this podcast. This issue should be talked more. We should all participate in helping to achieve this SDG and therefore achieve zero hunger as fast as we can. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was educational and help individuals to realize that we all play a huge role in helping make the world a better place.